proclamation.
Oh, that's right. I read that. So about it. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, number one in the state. You cannot beat that.
Get that copy.
I'm getting lost in my computer every day, but tomorrow that's my husband. To get it upstairs. Yeah.
Did you get the same stamp?
I think we might have. I'm gonna buy
Amazon?
Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy.
I went there because I can't like buy stuff without like poking it and prodding it.
That's get that whole thing out. Oh, nice to see you.
Check that with Tom in the office.
I don't think he likes it. Well, I mean, make sure you tell them.
All those help me get back to the end of the stuff.
They kind of left to the very next.
All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Good evening and welcome to the April 22nd, 2026 meeting of the City of Woodbury Council. If you can please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. This is a regular public meeting of the City Council of the City of Woodbury. Due notice of this meeting was provided to the news posting and publication of resolution number 26-03 adopted the 2026 reorganization meeting on January 6, 2026. Also, notice of the public meeting was provided to the newspaper and posted on the city webpage for the public. Roll call. Councilwoman Carter.
Here.
Councilman Fleming.
Here.
Councilwoman Garland.
Here.
Councilwoman Hartwell. Here. Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang.
Here.
Councilwoman Miller. Here. Councilperson Miller. Here. Council President Spino.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Here. Okay, Mayor Miller will now present a proclamation to Nicole Makito for her efforts as Woodbury Farmers Market. Makito, sorry. Not good with last name.
Now, this probably should have happened a while ago. I wanted to wait until we got to these rather stressful months you're planning the new season of the farmer's market. So just so you know, to let you know we're behind you. Please continue. Please join me up here. All right, this is a proclamation honoring Nicole Nacito for her leadership and success in revitalizing the Woodbury Farmers Market. Whereas the Woodbury's Farmers Market was reestablished in 2024 as a community-focused initiative under Main Street Woodbury, with the goal of strengthening local food systems, supporting small businesses, and enhancing community engagement. Under the leadership and vision of Nicole Nacito, director of the Woodbury Farmers Market, the market has rapidly grown into a vibrant and widely celebrated regional destination, welcoming approximately 900 patrons per market during the 2025 season. In its second season back in 2025, the Woodbury Farmers Market achieved remarkable recognition, being ranked the #1 farmers market in New Jersey and the #5 in the nation by the American Farmland Trust, bringing both statewide and national attention to the city of Woodbury. This success is a direct reflection of Nicole's tireless dedication, countless hours of behind-the-scenes planning and coordination, and her unwavering commitment to building a market that reflects the values, character, and pride of the Woodbury community. Through her efforts, the Woodbury Farmers Market has become an important community asset that strengthens local identity, promotes healthier lifestyles, increases access to fresh and local foods, and contributes to the continued revitalization of Woodbury's downtown. Nicole's leadership has transformed the market into a far more than a place to purchase fresh produce, creating a welcoming and inclusive gathering space where the neighbors connect, families spend time together, local farmers, artisans, and small businesses are able to grow and succeed. Her impact extends beyond the market itself, including being invited to present at the South Jersey Farmers Summit on the power of local food systems to transform communities, highlighting Woodbury as a model for success. Continued growth and innovation are evident through initiatives such as the upcoming 2026 market season and the introduction of the Thrive at the Market program, teaching healthy routines, inspiring vibrant everyday living, which will further expand access to health education, wellness resources, and community programming. The 2026 Woodbury Farmers Market season, opening June 13th and running through September, promises to build upon the success and continue serving as a cornerstone of community life in the city of Woodbury. Whereas the mayor and the council of the city of Woodbury wish to formally recognize Nicole for her exceptional leadership, passion, and dedication, and express their sincere appreciation for the lasting impact her work has had on the community. Now therefore be proclaimed that the mayor and the council of the city of Woodbury do hereby recognize and commend Nicole Nacito for her outstanding leadership, dedication, and significant time and effort she has invested in the revitalization and continued success of the Woodbury's Farmers Market, and extend their best wishes for continued success in the 2026 season and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. I know it's kind of unprecedented for a proclamation, but I just wanted to share just a couple of little words. I'm just, what I would say, a nurse working in this crazy world of farm market. There is a team of people and organizations that made this happen. So I can't take sole credit for this. It was started in 2024 by the Neighborhood Preservation Program under leadership of Jenna, who's back over here. Jenna, say hi. We are oversighted by our friends at Main Street, which is several of our key players here, Gerald, Mary, and Kay back there. Effort completely from start to finish. But I also have to recognize that my husband, who's often voluntold to come to the market, and my son, who always show up, and they're here, even though there's a flyer scheme starting in about 20 minutes. So we're going to but in the big scheme of things, this couldn't happen without the support of everybody who attends, from the leadership in the city who help me when I call and ask for crazy things, like Public Works is probably like, what's this girl on now? But in the big scheme of things, the the joint effort is what made it happen. And it's not just about what I do, it's about everyone coming together. So with that being said, I'd like to invite all of you to opening day, June 13th, and see our new t-shirts. I'd like to see you all wear one, all right? So #1 farm market, right?
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute recess for those, anybody wants to take pictures with our honoree or anything, and we'll reconvene. So we will adjourn for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got away.
Come on, Mary.
There you go, yeah, center of everything. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
But it's fine.
I put it in the request, and I said, "Could you send me the contract? Could you send me the details?" I know, but, see, that's, you can't change the world overnight.
Flyers, we need the broad street police back, right?
So this is when I there would be a meeting yesterday for the working where you could go
Yeah.
We already have 3 streets done. Those signatures don't
Okay, we'll reconvene the meeting. Hopefully everybody had a chance to review the minutes, and I would like a motion to approve the meeting minutes of February 25th and March 25th.
So moved.
There's a motion, second. Any questions?
Abstain from February minutes.
I will abstain from the February 25th minutes and affirmative from all the others.
Okay. All right, no other questions? All, you're on the 25th too?
February,
Okay. Yeah, February.
I'm abstaining from March 25th.
March 25th, but you're good for February. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Can I have a motion to open for agenda items only? Second. Any question? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. We're now open to the public for agenda items only.
Charles Hughes, 31 North Child Street. Is this on?
Is it? It doesn't sound it. The battery's dead. Is it working, Charles?
Doesn't respond, but
All right, well, he's gonna come down and see if he can fix
the
it.
button, there's a button on here that says lower taxes. You want me to press it?
Yeah, sure. I'd like that.
Yeah, so okay, thank you.
Those two buttons are right next to each other.
Thank you, Charles Hughes, 31 North South Street. I got a couple of agenda questions. First question is, the resolution about the budget. Where can we look at the budget?
I will give that to John, because Bob's on vacation, so John will be our passing.
Yeah, so what's, the, full advertisement, everything will get published on the 4th, like the intro documents say.
Oh, so before the second reading?
Yeah, so it'll be published on May 4th.
Okay, thank you. And then the next question is about the ordinance about the redevelopment. In there, it says that relative to the property taxes, it says there will be annual service fees that will be given to the city of Woodbury in lieu of taxes. And I put an Oprah request in for some of the supporting documents to the ordinance, but what are those annual service fees, and is that thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, or?
And I don't think I have that information with me right here, for that, but it's what the pilot agreement is for what each payment is per year on this pilot agreement.
Well, that's the essence of my question, is what does the pilot agreement say? I mean, is it a lot of money, is it a little bit of money, or?
I apologize for not having that with us here tonight. Unfortunately, Bob Law cannot be here tonight, but it is part of the pilot agreement that we have worked out with the local finance board that we have to run it by and all that, so I can give you that information tomorrow for sure when I talk to Bob. I'll give him a call.
Of course, you'll have voted on it, second reading.
I understand that.
Okay, I ask. And then the last question is, there's an ordinance about noise, and it says noise exemptions. The loudest noise in the city of Woodbury is not on the list, which is the trains and the train horns. Why aren't the trains exempt from the noise ordinance?
Because Conrail is exempt from that.
But, hold on, it's, if we have a noise ordinance, that covers all noise. So,
Not the train. If we can't, I live on a train, I can tell you.
no, what I'm saying is, if we have no power over it, then it should be an exemption. In other words,
How you want it in there?
well, yeah, because just saying that the train can do whatever it wants, hurts us, I think.
I get
Anyway, okay, that's that. And, I have one for the afterwards. Thank you.
Sheena Jordan, 449 Barber Avenue. The first one is about ordinance 2454-26. The road closures. Why wasn't this told at the presentation, the sanitation presentation?
I think it did.
It was, yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
It's just basically, changing, like on Curtis Avenue, you park on the right side of the street, it's just moving it to the left side of the street, because the truck goes down and picks up with the right side. So it's just anywhere that the, parking is on the, is on the opposite side that, for the truck to do, it's just moving it over to the other side.
Okay, so they were told exactly what streets were gonna be closed down and all of that at this
We
meeting?
touched on it.
Or you just kind of like said some roads are
Well,
gonna be?
yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that the list was all the way complete at that time, we were still, we were still working out some details.
Okay.
Nobody's losing parking, it's just changing the side of the.
Okay, because that's the concern,
Yep.
is that they saw this ordinance and now people are wondering where they're gonna park.
Yeah, all those
All of
streets
that.
listed are you, park, can only park on one side, it's changing the side, besides, the last half block of the three that are listed dead end. Now it's just one, that's adding, taking away one quarter block of one side park.
Okay, and I know that you guys are going to, like if the trash cans are left out or not, like, it's gonna be enforced and stuff like that. What are we gonna do for the seniors that are gonna have trouble carrying these carts across the street if they have to put them on the other side of the street? Or if they can't take it all the way into their backyards because these carts are so big? Are they gonna have exemptions?
Well, we
Okay.
did, like, at the last, when we had the meeting at the high school, we said we're gonna roll this out for 90 days, and we're gonna find out what the problems are. We can't solve a problem that we don't know what it entails or what the problem actually is. These cans, I mean, believe it or not, they're very easily moved, and I'm sure there, maybe somebody will have an issue, and whatever that is, we will figure out what to do with that,
Okay.
for sure.
And then,
But we do need the 90 days.
yeah.
We said at the meeting, there's probably things that we're thinking that might happen, I'm sure there's gonna be things that we haven't thought about, and, we've reviewed with Logan Township, they do like 13 towns, we've been working with them for over a year actually, before we implemented this, to try to get, all the things nailed down that we could, but every town is unique. Pittman, when they did it, when they switched over, they had a couple of unique problems, well, we met with them a couple of times, just to, again, we're trying to, foresee everything that we can, but I'm sure there's gonna be something that, that's gonna crop up, that's gonna be unique to us, but we have a crew of guys down there, Joey and Richie and Michael, wherever that crops up, we're gonna tend to it, make sure that we get a result somehow.
I have more questions about the cans, but I'll do that later.
All right.
The resolution 2687, there's no cost on there, so how much is that costing taxpayers for that service?
Which one was
The
that?
phone service. I'm not saying that the contract is bad, I'm just, there's no
I
cost
think
on
it's
it.
$8,800, our phone service is like 15 years old, and it was purchased. This phone service that we're gonna go with is gonna save us about 100 hours a month.
Well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
what's the cost of it for the
I think
taxpayers?
it's $8,800 or something like that, yeah.
Okay. And then the resolution 2683 through 84 to 85. Where did you guys put the notice of intent for award for that on April 7th?
It's on the public notice section on the website,
Okay.
all of the other ones.
Like, I know that you guys have to put that out, but is there a way, because nobody looks on the website for those kind of things, is there a way for your Facebook page to put out that, hey, we put this award for intent? Because you guys, we have 10 days to say anything, and if no one knows that something was put out there for intent to award to somebody, how do we have 10 days to say anything? You know what I'm saying?
That, I certainly understand the comment, I mean, legally,
I know what you're legally supposed to do, but people don't just look at, they're busy. They don't just look at the website. So if something's put onto the City of Woodbury's Facebook page, it gets put out there more for people to see it. So, I mean, the big thing is that people in Woodbury don't feel like they're being heard, there's nothing that's being transparent. So if we did more transparency for them to have, I mean, we had 10 days to say something, no one knew about it. And this is almost $770,000 worth of trucks that we have no say in. I mean, they're $250,000 trucks.
the purpose of the notice is to make you aware that at this meeting.
Yeah, and to make comment, and to get, our voices heard, so the 10 days is over. And so my question is is there something wrong with all of our trucks, our sweeper trucks and our leaf blower trucks? Do they just not work anymore that we're getting brand new trucks?
Leaf blower, definitely.
The street sweeper is a 2003. You know, it's been kind of on the wish list for a few years. It's just gotten to the point where you're just throwing, you know, good money after bad at it. Most vehicles, like in public works vehicles, that, you know, if you were to talk to like D Hart, you know, who we bought these through, they'll tell you that probably after 10 years, if you're keeping them after 10 years, you're probably you're probably throwing some money out the window.
Well, my thing is, do they work right now? Like, is there maintenance issues
Oh,
that
yeah,
are not working?
maintenance issue, like I said, 2003.
Well, I understand they're 2003,
yeah.
but if you're maintaining
No,
something, it can still
they're
work.
used up, that's why we went out and bought a new one. The same thing with the,
Wait, so they're already bought?
they're being bought.
Okay, what you
Yeah.
said.
That's why we went out to, and through Source want to get the bids on them and, you know, and buy them. The one leafer is a 1996. They're, in my opinion, you know, you could almost do a better job after 3 or 4 years of having a leafer trail or just going around and picking them up by hand. Our dump truck that we're buying is replacing a 1993 dump truck. So we have, in my humble opinion, we have wringed out everything that we can out of these pieces of equipment, and those guys that work down there in Public Works work really hard. The leafer now, it gets driven, so now you don't have 3 people, only you have 1, it's efficient. Again, you have somebody in a cab, they're not around a piece of equipment that they're gonna be reaching into, could get hurt on.
Yeah, I understand
And
that.
a car running into them. So, like I said, at least, you know, like I said, our public works guys, when they come and ask us for something, they probably needed it probably 3 or 4 or 5 years ago.
I think that's all that I have for ordinance and stuff. Okay, the rest is for later.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else?
No,
Never mind.
comment.
My name is Ruth Ann Pennell, and I live at 326 Morris Street on Woodbury, in Woodbury, not Woodbury.
I got you.
I'd like to know how you arrived at making Morris Street one-side parking only. The east side is no parking, which happens to be my side.
Okay.
We do have a driveway, however, there is at least 3 houses in my block that do not have driveways, that have at least 8 cars. The opposite side of the street, the west side of the street, the lots are 40 feet wide. When their cars are parked on the street, I'd like to know where we are supposed to put our trash cans, because supposedly our trash cans are to go on the other side of the street. And I would also like to know if it's no parking at all times on the east side of the street, when we have company to our house, where are they supposed to park? When the residents, if they can find a spot on the street, are taking up all the parking spaces.
That's a good question. John, we had Public Works look at it. That's who did all the work. They pick up the trash, they do all that. So we said, look, you guys know the town. Let's see what's going on. You bring up a good point. We made it clear as a council that this was to be done with the least amount of payment as possible. As John told you, we're doing 90 days just to see what's going on. We expect there's going to be problems, because when you have change, there's always problems. So if something should arise, like you're saying, we'll address it. And we got that commitment from Public Works and John. We'll figure something out to make it work, whether it might be after 90 days. If we see you guys have a problem, maybe it's only one side parking on trash.
On trash day, that would make the
yeah.
most sense.
That's something.
Whether it be, like the yard debris is Mondays,
Right,
so you don't park there on Sunday nights.
right.
My trash day is Thursday, so you don't park there Wednesday. That would be fine, but like I said, parking is at a premium at my house. I had a neighbor park across my driveway for 3 days several years ago. I didn't complain because we weren't going anywhere, but I finally had to call the police to get them to move the car. And they're one of the people that do not have a driveway. So if there's no parking on one side, I don't want to know where you're gonna squeeze all these other cars to the other side.
Well,
Plus, have 3 or 4 feet, or 3 or 4 feet between the trash can and the parked vehicle. It's gonna be impossible.
Man, will you be home tomorrow?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Will you be home tomorrow morning sometime?
Yes, I will.
Like around 10:30?
Sure.
I'm gonna bring the public works guys out there and let's look at the
see what we can
situation.
do.
And,
Okay.
you know, and I'm sure that whatever it is, they'll have an explanation. And then if we see that something has to get adjusted, we adjust it.
Okay, I
Absolutely.
mean, I brought pictures, right before I came, I took pictures
Yep.
from my porch of the parking across
Yeah.
the street. I'm gonna have to put my trash cans across the neighbor's driveway.
Yeah, I live on Lupton Avenue, we only have park on the one side of the street also.
Yeah.
So, actually, I was able to explain to my neighbor, 3 doors down, that, you know, how we were gonna do it, and what was gonna be done, and after they've seen it and kinda grabbed a can and set it on the street, it wasn't as bad as they thought it would be. But we'll stop out there around 10:30, and, you know, it'll be me and, at least one of the public works guys, probably 2 of them, and we'll go through the scenario and see what it is, and if we have to make an adjustment, we're gonna be making an adjustment.
Okay,
All right?
thank you very
Thank
much.
thank you.
Ruthann, some of the problem, results from the fact that we're an old city, and, streets and the lots and the houses, were all laid out and built back when there weren't cars. There were horses and buggies and, you know, and people rode bikes and walked. So we went through even, into the 50s, when some of the other, more recent neighborhoods were laid out, in a time when people had one car at best. You know, women were generally at home, not out driving around. The times have changed, and evolved, and it's hard to take the infrastructure that was fit for those earlier days and make it work, for today, so. You know,
I
think
understand that part, I just
Yeah,
can't understand
you just gotta
why
try to-
the parking just can't be for the
It
night
can be.
before the trash
Sure,
pickup.
it
if
can
that's
be.
for
It's
the
done,
whole
it's
reason.
done in a lot of other cities and towns too, so, you know, you don't park in the street during trash pickup.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
used to
over
be
New
we
York
weren't
City.
allowed to park on Thursday nights or Wednesday nights for the weekend.
Yeah, we're looking at, I think that's something that's reasonable.
Okay, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now seeing no one, I move to close.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Moving along. All right.
Council President, I have resolution 2679.
Resolution number 26-79, governing body certification of compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrest, detention records, and employment decisions under Title IX of the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Council President, I would like to move to adopt resolution 2679.
Is there a second?
Second.
Question? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Kennis?
Yes,
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Serena?
Yes.
Council President, I have resolution 2680.
Resolution number 26-80, resolution of the City Council, City of Woodbury, introducing the 2026 annual budget of the City of Woodbury.
Council President, I would like to move to adopt resolution 26-80.
Is there a second? Second, any questions?
Yes, I'd just like to say, because Charlie referred to this as an ordinance, and it is not an ordinance, it's a resolution. The purpose of the resolution is to introduce the budget so that people will have the opportunity to review it. And the ordinance associated with that adoption will take place later, at later meetings. So there should be plenty of time for people to look at the budget and come out and speak at the hearings on the budget that are required as part of those, as part of the ordinance adoption. So. But this is not making anything official. It's just getting it out on the floor for people to see. That's
Okay,
it.
thank you. Bill?
I would also just add, please, if you have any ideas, feel free to reach out, because the budget process, as always, is a tough one, and we are constantly trying to do more with less. And so if you have any great ideas, we would love to hear them. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Hearing no more questions, roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Springer.
Yes.
Council President, I have ordinance 2451-26 and 2452-26 on second reading.
Ordinance number 2451-26, ordinance of the City of Woodbury, County of Boston, State of New Jersey, authorizing and approving the application of tax exemption and execution and delivery of financial agreement between the City of Woodbury and Woodbury Redevelopment Urban LLC, redevelopment project located on property known as Block 75, lots 3.01, 3.02, 4, 5, 7, 13, 15, 27.01, 32, 33, and 35, and Ross Run in the city pursuant to the long-term tax system law, NJSA 48:20-1 at sec.
Council President, I would like to move to open to the public for ordinances.
I apologize. And ordinance number 2452-26, calendar year 2026, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a tax base, NJSA 48:4-45.14.
Council President, I would like to move to open to the public for ordinances 2451-26 and 2452-26.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it.
Open to the public for
Ordinances 2451-26 and 2452-26.
Seeing no one, I move to close.
Second. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
Council President, I would like to move to adopt ordinances 2451-26 and 2452-26.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Springer.
Yes.
Council President, I have ordinances 2454-26, 2455-26, and 2456-26 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2454-26, ordinance of the City of Woodbury, amending chapter 190, vehicles and traffic, article 7, schedule section 31, no parking, and section 36, long fees of the code. Ordinance number 2455-26, is ordinance of the City of Woodbury, amending chapter 128, noise by adopting section 9 of the title exemptions. Ordinance number 2456-26, an ordinance to the City Council of the City of Woodbury adopting into the Garden State CPACE program to facilitate the financing of CPACE projects.
Council President, I would like to move to the first reading of ordinances 2454-26, 2455-26, and 2456-26 with permission to adopt after second reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Springer.
Yes.
Council President, I have ordinances 2457-26 and 5458-26 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2457-26, an ordinance amending chapter 190, article 11, municipal parking lot, section 66, municipal parking lot regulations, the code of book of the City of Woodbury. Ordinance number 2458-26, ordinance amending chapter 190, vehicles and traffic of the code of the City of Woodbury.
All right, I have an amendment to bring up that was requested by the police department to ordinance 2557-26. And they would like to add no trucks over 4,000 pounds, no semi-trailers, no trailers, no campers, recreation type vehicles, and include their definitions.
Council President, I would like to move to have the first reading of ordinances 2457-26 as amended and 5458-26 with permission to adopt after the second reading.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Oh, no. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Springer.
Yes. Next up is consent agenda. Can I have a a motion to adopt the consent agenda, resolution 2681 through 2691. So moved. There's a motion, is there a second? Any questions? Hearing none? Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. And can I have a motion to approve the bills and voucher list?
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, absent. Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. And now we're on to reports. Do any council members have anything to report tonight? All good? All right. Mayor Miller. No, it's Miller time.
All right, last month, as we know, we had our trash town hall meeting. Because I think it went kind of well. It was it's a big change, so, people have a lot to say about it. And it's very educational, and ultimately, I do think it went pretty well. We heard people's thoughts and worries. We're gonna continue, as we were saying, continue to amend this big change so it goes smoothly for everyone. Next Tuesday is another town hall to continue to educate about the new program and hear any public thoughts on the matter. New cans will be coming in May. New trash pickups will start in June. And the change is hard, but again, I believe it's worth it. So after that first town hall meeting, I did get a much needed family vacation for my spring break. I hope everyone enjoyed their spring break as much as good, if you get to celebrate spring breaks. Those are kids who do it. I did make it home just in time for opening day. It was a nice showing, but a scary backdrop as looming over us was over the entire celebration was the black cloud of smoke coming from that fire in West Everett. I'm sure a lot of you saw that. I just want to commend our fire department and the many, many other departments who showed up as far as ways, even myself, Waterford there. I want to thank them all for putting out that dangerous fire and most importantly, doing so without injury. Opening day, however, did go on. My team did get its first win. That's huge. We don't win many games. When baseball schedule, however, did not allow me to make it down to the Woodbury relays this past weekend. I did see some council members down there that did make it down there. But thank you for representing. It's such a great event every year, year in and year out, as it continues to be one of the best relays in all of South Jersey. So kudos to A.D. Browning and all those who helped continue to make that a Woodbury staple. The Spirit Knockdown is progressing rather quickly. It's kind of strange to see a building that stands for 100 years be knocked down in just a few months. It's sad to see a place that many of us were born at, myself included, being knocked down. However, under the agreement, we are a few signatures away from reaching with Spirit. Upon demo completion, they will have about a year to find a developer for the property that fits our master plan and approvals. Otherwise, the property will then revert back to the city. This is not all in stone yet. There's a few more signatures to go. But we may be seeing the building being knocked down, but we as a city as a whole will be heavily involved in what we see taking place. Finally, some more good news on the youth sports front, an issue that remains of high importance to me. To really finish the new football field project down at the youth football complex that we did about 2 years ago, we need to complete the practice field. Now, I've been bugging anyone I could at many events I've attended over the past year and change about finding a way to get lights for that practice field. And with some help from members here at City Hall, we have landed a recreational grant for $68,000, and the school actually gets $40,000. This grant and money will go towards those much-needed lights, which will finish this round of improvements towards the football program, and now allow myself and the city to fully shift our efforts to the soccer program, which desperately needs it. That being said, thank you, Council President, and go Farms.
Go Farms, thank you. And just to add to that, I believe we're the last town in the county to go to one, aren't we? Is that true, John? I think it's one of the last.
I believe it's also Westville, and I know Westville was looking, and I think that now that we've jumped in, that I think they're gonna be probably not too far behind us.
Service provider.
Well,
Yeah.
that have floated that
Yeah,
idea.
about that. All right, thank you, Mary. Next up, Ms. Swanson, do you wish to report anything?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'd like to thank you and Council for passing Resolution Number 2688, proclaiming April 19th through April 26th as National Library Week, Resolution 26-89, proclaiming May 5th through May 11th as Public Service Recognition Week, Resolution 26-90, proclaiming May 11th through May 16th as National Police Week, and Resolution 26-91, proclaiming May 17th through May 23rd as National Public Works Week. Acknowledging some of the hard work that everyone puts in definitely goes a long way and is appreciated. As Mayor Miller mentioned, we already had one town hall on Tuesday, March 31st. The next one is this upcoming Tuesday, April 28th, 6:30 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. in the high school auditorium. There'll be some updated materials and some answers to some previous questions that were asked, at the town halls and that were sent in. And should be some more updated materials that will be there available as well.
Will they have a truck there, too, like they did the last meeting, the first
Do
meeting?
you know, John?
As far as I know, yes, we'll make sure that, I'm sure that it will,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's good,
We'll make sure.
we actually had some good attendance at the meeting I was at, so it's
We had over 60
people
people.
see how it works.
And then, along with that, the new sanitation, the carts will be delivered May 4th through May 15th. It'll, the weekdays, Monday through Friday, and inside there's a green cart, blue cart, and black cart. Inside the black cart will be an information packet that'll also be available online. The biggest thing to know for the cart delivery is because they are fitted for the one-arm banded trash trucks, they're not to be used until we start using the new trash truck, which is June 1st. And then to sign up for Recycle Coach, which is the app where you can get some notifications on changes and when trash is getting picked up, not delivered, and any holiday schedules and whatnot. We will be closed Monday, May 25th in observance for Memorial Day. No yard waste, metal or e-waste pickup that Monday, and trash routes are unaffected. The primary election is Tuesday, June 2nd. May 12th is the voter registration deadline. May 26th through May 31st is the early voting period. There are 5 early voting locations, and the 2 closest to us are Riverwinds Community Center, which is located at 1000 Riverwinds Drive in West Deptford, and then the RCSJ Business and Public Center, 1400 Tanner Road. There are also 12 secure ballot boxes located throughout the county. They're open 24 hours a day. The 2 closest to us are the Gloucester County Administration Building across the street at 2 South Broad, and then the Gloucester County Office of Elections located at 550 Grove Road in West Deptford. The May 26th is the deadline for applying for mail-in ballot via the mail. June 1st at 3 p.m. is the deadline to apply for mail-in ballot if you're applying for the mail-in ballot in person. The polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, June 2nd. Ward 1, all districts is American Legion Post 133, located at 1018 Washington Ave. Ward 2, all districts is Bethel AME Church, located at 32 Portland. And then Ward 3 is all districts is Hope Fellowship Church, located at 246 Cape Street. And then, that is all for tonight.
Thank you. John, do you have anything, Mr. Lynch?
Mr. President, just a couple quick things. To Kyle's point about the, that grant we got, or that we got for the lights for the fields and for the, one of the schools got, Cassidy and Catherine and Brad, they did a great job with that. They kind of got to us late, when we found out about it, they got right on it, and I'm very proud of them for, getting that money, because we've been trying to find ways to get that field lit. So to finally see that, be able to happen is a good thing. And one other thing I wanted to bring up to the, down at the Public Works, they had this program called Pub Works, and it was kind of like this, like you put a service ticket in there, you track it and all that kind of stuff. Well, another outfit bought them out, G-Works, and that was going to go away. It was going to cost us like $12,000 or $13,000 to replace that. Brad, over the course of a few weeks, came up with a program they did like on a spreadsheet and all that. It looks almost as good as what the G-Works is going to do, but their Public Works is going to be able to use that to track their you know, their activities and, you know, their service tickets and, to make sure that, you know, everything is, you know, is followed up on and all that, like they use the SOAP program for. So he did that for the cost of Braddown and it saved us $12,000. So I wanted to make sure I gave him some extra kudos. He couldn't be here tonight because he's coaching his soccer tonight, so, but I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I do have a chance on that note, sorry, Council President.
Sorry.
Brad wanted to remind everyone that the second round of cybersecurity training went out, so that we can do that as soon as possible, and if anyone is having any difficulties to email him and me, and we can help you work that out. Everyone got the reminder emails for the financial disclosure statements. They are due April 30th, so please get them in as well. And then the Office of Election has a mobile app now, so if you wanted to download that for more information, it's the NJ Elections Dashboard, and it's available in Apple and Android.
Thanks. And Captain Morrow, do you have anything for the public tonight?
I do, thank you, sir. As of right now, the application process is open for the Junior Police Academy. They are due by June 1st. The dates for the academy are going to be July 6th through July 10th, and the ages are 11 to 18 years old. Also, tomorrow is Take Your Child to Work Day. Thank you, Catherine, for setting that up. She set up a lot of events for the kids, which is really cool. We've never done that before, so that was awesome. Thank you. And April 29th, we're going to have 2 tents in our parking lot. We're going to be working with the prosecutor's office as well as Solstice, and they will have some opioid initiatives out there for if anybody wants to come by and check it out. We don't have a time just yet, but it will be posted to our Facebook page as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, unfinished business, we have ordinance 245326.
Yes, ordinance number 2453-26, refunding bond ordinance providing funding for tax refund payments of amounts owing and or paid to owners of certain properties in the city, authorizing issuance of up to $515,000 of general obligation tax refunding bonds or notes to the city of Woodbury County, Boston, New Jersey to finance the cost thereof, making certain determinations and covenants in connection therewith, and authorizing certain related actions in connection with the foregoing.
Okay, and we are taking no further actions on this item and not putting it up for adoption. That was because that was part of the Spira lawsuit, but now that we're in settlement talks, that we will no longer need that, so that's a good thing. We don't need to spend money. So that will not be going forward. That is done. Next up, new business. There is no new business. With that, we're open to the public. Is there a motion to open to the public for non-agenda items? Second? Second, any questions? In favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Now, we are now open to public for non-agenda items. 5-minute time limit, so everybody knows.
Hello, my first city council meeting.
Well, welcome.
My name is Jessica, I live on North Charles Street. First, I wanted to commend you on the new trash system, especially the updated recycling program. I know that these decisions do not come lightly, and I know that part of the process included the changing some of the street traffic patterns. A few months ago, I'd asked in a public forum about the possibility of changing Jackson Street to a one-way during school hours, like Queen Street currently is, and was told that this was something that was being considered and being worked on. And I was just wondering, is this still being considered? Is it still possibly in the long run happening?
Well, I believe the mayor, would you like to?
No, music pioneers have been pushing for this one a lot. We've had a couple traffic studies done. We gotta get together more with the school. The new construction being done right now is kinda. Yeah, to see how that's gonna, with the new extended parking lot and everything. I totally agree with you. My mother's sitting right behind you, lives right on Jackson Street and deals with all the nonsense.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's totally crazy. I agree with you. Even if we're even considering possibly during certain time frames.
Yeah.
Like we did with Queen.
Queen's all day till 4, yeah. So even if it's just a few times in the morning, we've already instructed our trash trucks, do not go near that area during pickup and drop off time. So yes, it's still being worked on.
Okay.
We're gonna see what we can do. And yes, I'm hoping for that happens myself.
Excellent. Thank you,
This is
guys.
a little bit related, but you might want this information too. I had some reports from residents that some people are blowing the stop signs down on Logan and Jackson, so, the police were instructed they're gonna be out there during the time the children are walking and when they leave. And we are working on, to let the residents know that they'll be there, so if you don't want a ticket, stop for the children.
Thank you.
Hey, stay on it, we're gonna do it together. Be great.
Charles Hughes, 31 North Child Street. I have a comment about one of the resolutions that I forgot to say at the beginning. I don't think it'll change your vote, but it's the one 2681 about artificial intelligence. And I admit, I don't know what that has to do with municipal government, but somehow the GIF knows. And it would sure be great if the city at some point could explain to what artificial intelligence is and what you guys are gonna use it
I
for.
think I can answer it real quick. What it is the insurance, it's they said, look, get ahead of this before it happens. So we're not doing anything with AI, but the insurance company said, look, you should preempt this, put this policy in place should it happen. Now, we have no intentions of going to AI, that hasn't been even talked about, but that was advice from the insurance company.
Okay, that's good. Now, the other thing, and I gotta talk quick. Some people have said recently that I challenged the city several times and lost. And I wanna set the record straight. I only challenged the city one time, and that was when the city was passing the cannabis ordinance. And there was a planning session that Woodbury had, and they put out a map that showed exclusion zones around the 3 elementary schools and Holy Angels and the high school. At the time, I was the president of the board of directors of the Woodbury Child Development Center, and I sent a revised map in to the council, everybody in the council, and said, hey, could you include Child Development Center and the Durand Academy, which is a special needs school at St. Stephen's. City Council did that, and they added some language to the actual ordinance that said no cannabis within 1,000 feet of a school, including but not limited to Woodbury Child Development Center and Durand Academy. And I thought that that was like an elastic clause, in the future, if there's a new school or if there's a new cannabis business, they'd still have to comply with this. Now, there's a child care facility at Kemble Methodist Church. It's called Parents Time Out at Kemble Methodist Church. It's licensed just the same as the Child Development Center is. And they called me up and said, hey, why, you forgot about us. And I said, well, I didn't forget about anything. I just wasn't aware of that. I sent a letter to the city, said, hey, what are you going to do about this? Because you just put out a resolution saying that Best Buds, you recommended Best Buds gets a license. Best Buds is only 600 feet from the Kemble Methodist Church. It's right along the road there. And the city decided, well, first of all, I got nothing in writing in reply, and at one of the meetings they said, it's not of consequence to us. So I called the Department of Consumer Affairs because somebody said that they had oversight over municipal governments. They told me only 2 things that the DCA does. One, they make sure that the budget document is put together according to the standard. And the second thing is they police whether the municipal officials have the proper certifications to do their jobs. And I said, well, what happens when I think that the city is violating their own ordinance? And they said, you gotta sue them in Superior Court. So I did, and at the hearing, the judge said, yeah, that's correct. They're in violation of their own ordinance. And he said, but I don't want to overrule the municipal authority. The judiciary respects the principle of presumptive validity, where they assume that even if a municipal government is doing something wrong, that they're acting in the best interest of the municipality. So I learned a lot. It cost me $10,000. Recently, a lawyer said to me, if you had appealed that decision, you'd have won. I'm not looking back, but I think that the city of Woodbury, at that time, cared more about the 2% cannabis sales tax that they were getting than the safety of kids. Thank you.
Name is Tony Alberio. I live at 522 Delaware Street. And tonight, I'm gonna give you another civic point that we as Woodburyans should worry about. And I'm gonna draw you a picture and then make a request. The last time, I think it was the last meeting, I heard Mr. Fiorina make a good argument about the GCL that I so much am against. And he got me thinking. And the question I had in my mind was, what if I'm wrong and this GCL is gonna go through? So I got to think and I said, the civic thing to do for everybody is what I'm gonna propose now. And I'm gonna draw you a picture, and then after the picture, you decide what to do. At the last Gloucester County meeting, there was a point being made that I was interested in. I started talking, and of course, my point was in direct contrast with what Mr. Sweeney was doing. But the meeting was over, and I started walking out. As I walk out, Mr. Sweeney follows me and catches up to me, and he says, I have to correct you. He never talks to me. He only talks to me when he has to correct me. Okay, so I said, sure, why not? He says, you've been telling everybody, you got a lot of following on No to GCL, and you've been telling everybody that the train has blasted horns. He says, you're wrong. The train doesn't blast horns. It rings bells. I'm thinking, wow, he either doesn't know how to read or he's lying. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't read the environmental impact statement, okay? So let me explain to you what he's talking about. When the GCL, or something similar to the GCL, in this case would be the River Line, goes to a city like Camden or Burlington or Gloucester City, into the streets of the city where there's a lot of streets and a lot of crossing, it acts like a trolley, like a regular trolley in the city that you see in Philadelphia. In that case, yes, it rings a bell. But any other time, including Woodbury, when there's a crossing, it blasts the horn 4 times. That's what he's talking about. So he doesn't know of that little delicate point, okay? Or he's lying, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so based on that, we are told by the Delaware Regional Port Authority and the New Jersey Transit, who took over the project, that they're going to pay for it. That's great. Okay, I'm going to believe them, that they're going to pay for it. Okay, so because of that, I'm going to act civically, and I'm going to ask all of you in this council to make a resolution to ask for a quiet zone. Okay, they're going to pay for it. It's good for us. Let's ask for a quiet zone, and forget it. If we get the GCL, we'll get the quiet zone, and it goes through our town, and we'll make so much noise. Okay, so I'd like to, my council people are, mayor is my representative. I'd like to make that request for me if possible.
Listen, Tony, we'll take it under advisement when we talk to them, we'll ask. I don't know legally if we can. I mean, I know, I'd have to ask the attorney when training.
Why not?
No, I mean, if they have to do it when they're coming across.
No, you gotta do it ahead of time, because it takes a long time for the quiet zone to be set up. So you gotta ask now.
I have no problem in asking.
Okay, I will follow through the next time, okay? Thank you.
Oh, you could've took your time, you could've picked it up.
Everybody's gotta get the flyers.
Yeah, I know, it's excellent.
We're on emergency protocol. I've not met you. I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Jerry Bacanowski. I'm the scout leader for the scout unit. It's based in the Presbyterian Church of Woodbury. It's at 67 South Broad Street. We have a Cub Scout pack, 1721, Scout Troop 151, and a venture group. Think like high venture activities. They do things that make parents cringe. They're known as Crew 21. We are hosting a fishing derby on the Saturday of June 6th. This is multiple years we've been doing it. Ms. Cassidy's been very helpful in the past, and very patient in guiding on how to file a permit properly. And Ms. Liz has been very helpful in the Public Works Department. I'm not up here to solicit money or anything of that nature. It's more that I'm asking for help in the sense of making it larger and perhaps even creating a partnership with the city. Last few years, we've had a wonderful response. So imagine 80 to 100 kids not doing this.
Right.
And that's a wonderful thing. And we expanded it from just kids only to, well, the big kids, in quotations, need to play too, the parents and whatnot, grandparents that come with them. We allow them to bring their fishing rods, because it is a free fishing day, so you don't need a license. So I'm just wanted to put it on everyone's radar, personally invite everybody, come out, I'll give you a fishing rod. Even if you don't know how to fish, you know, we'll buy one at the, one of the fake ones that the kids play with, the toys, put it on the end of your reel, put it in the water, and feel like you caught something. But more importantly, I would like to expand it. I think everybody can agree that if the kids and adults are laughing, smiling, and having fun and interacting, that's a positive. So I would love to expand it, but I want to do so safely and with the city's permission and blessing and coordinating it so that we do it correctly. So if I may ask for permission at a later time, not today obviously, to approach one or several of you to see how we can do it to make it bigger and better in a responsible manner so that more kids can enjoy it, more big kids can enjoy it too, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, you know, just to get the kids out there and doing something other than, you know, looking at their phones. Maybe, you know, they'll realize there's a sky out there by looking up.
Well, I'm glad you did that. You came up to introduce. That's nice to see. And if it's a program, is there anything we can do? I would direct John.
Just call City Hall, ask for John.
And
Yeah,
he'll work with you.
And again, the city's been very accommodating, very, very nice and very generous with their help. I just would like to expand what I hope you view to be a good thing.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking to do. John will see what we can do.
We also have, we have the Woodbury Police run it's called Cops and Bobbers. Very similar, like you're saying. They have
We would even be happy and willing to assist with that.
Like a
If they're out the
merge,
captain,
yeah,
I
we
have
can get them.
joint outdoor adventure. We like the outdoors, so. Very nice. Thank you all very much.
I also just want to say, as an Eagle Scout, myself, it means a lot that you came out. I would love to help in any way I can.
Absolutely. I welcome everybody. Like I said, you know, for the biggest fish win. You know, please come out, visit the kids if nothing else, and interact.
I
Please.
can at least help with some of the knots. That was what I was gonna add.
There's always some worms too. Thank you all for your time. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
June 6th, what time?
Do you remember them?
Oh, I apologize.
Where?
We are starting at 9 o'clock, that's the logistics. The derby itself will start at 10, and it ends at 12. We are going largest size as far as length, because weight, you get all the little signs and whatnot. And measuring the ounces gets a little tedious. So we just go with the biggest, you know, fish as far as the length. Our scout unit, we subsidize the prizes, we pay for it willingly, and truly happily do it. You know, so we have some other categories for the adults that come out, keeping it, you know, reasonable and safe.
You at Stewart Lake or Bell Lake?
We're at Stewart Lake by the YMCA.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So anything you want to do as far as like coming out and enjoying the day, you know, help with the knots, help with the worms, whatever it may be, you know, I will welcome any participation.
You got it.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Mayor and Council, good evening. My name is Tim Azatzarini Jr. I'm the owner of On the Record at 7 South Broad Street. Mr. Leach, I'll direct my questions / concerns to you. It's my understanding the city hired an economic development representative? Okay. And that person is Tom Bianco, who's the current Washington County Commissioner?
That's correct.
Okay. His salary is $100,000 a year?
And a little bit north of that, yeah.
Okay. Would you say a little north? Do you know the exact salary?
Am I allowed to see that? Yeah. It's 120,000.
Okay. And he's been on the job for about 2 weeks?
just about, yeah.
Okay. Where's his office? Is it next to where the water and sewer building?
It's right, yeah, right downstairs here where Rhonda used to be in and where Randy used to be in, yeah.
Okay. Is he here tonight?
He was not.
Okay, is there a reason why he's not here?
I didn't think he had to be here.
He's making $120,000 a year and representing, I mean, I know he just started, but you don't think it's appropriate for him to be here?
If we wouldn't think he has to be here, we like any other employee, we would ask him to be here.
Okay,
I can
fair
have,
enough.
I asked him to be here at the next meeting, that's no problem.
All right, I wanted to express some concerns to you about how this hiring was handled. You may or may not know there's a relatively new law in New Jersey called the New Jersey Pay and Benefits Transparency Law. And let me just read a couple sections for you. This is subsection B. This took effect on June 1st, 2025, so it's been almost a year. An employer shall disclose in each posting for new jobs and transfer opportunities that are advertised by the employer, either externally or internally, the hourly wage, salary, or a range of the hourly wage or salary, and a general description of the benefits and other compensation programs for which the employee would be eligible. That wasn't done in the job listing. Do you know why?
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. I have a copy of the job listing. The salary's not in there.
We ran, the job listing was by our, labor council, and he looked at it, he signed off on it.
If he signed off on it, then he signed off on something that's illegal. I have screenshots. I have a copy of it right here. You want me to show it to you?
No, you don't have to show it.
Okay.
I know what the document is. Like I said, anything that we put out, we always have the labor council look at it.
Well, he must have missed it because the salary's not listed in there. Neither are the benefits.
But the salary is listed in the salary ordinance, so I'm not sure if maybe.
But it has to be listed in the job posting according to
I'll
this.
have to take that with the labor council.
Okay, you probably should.
I guess my point to you, Mr. Zazzarini, was that I didn't just post that myself, is I guess I want to make
Okay,
sure I make that.
okay,
point.
fair enough.
Yeah, no, sure.
Fair enough. You may want to talk to him because
I'm going to absolutely talk to him.
I think you have a pretty serious problem
We
here.
may, well, I'll have to-
Subsection C says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it does say that municipalities, are subject to this, and there's no exceptions.
Okay, I'll review.
Okay, the other problem with this hire is that in the job listing, which was posted right up until the time I suppose he was hired, it says, the city of Woodbury is currently accepting applications for an economic development director. A director, correct me if I'm wrong, would be considered a department head, if that were its job title?
We amended that.
You didn't amend it in the job posting. It says
The
right in the first line.
The job posting that we posted internally, we made the change to it.
That doesn't matter though. What you put externally says the city of Woodbury is currently accepting applications for an economic development director. Would you say that a director is a department head?
If we had a director, that would be a
Okay.
department head, that's why we abbreviated it.
So what you hired was a director.
No, we did not, no, we did not.
The job listing says director.
But that was the first one, the amended one does not say that.
There was never an amended one posted online or made public.
It was posted internally, again, that was.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because, with a director, actually, by a director here in our ordinance, they would actually answer to the mayor and council.
Yes.
But, there's no other job that we have in Woodbury that answers, there's only one person that answers to the mayor and council, and that's the administrator.
So the problem is, if you read the listing that was posted right up until you did the hire, it says the city is currently accepting applications for a director. So technically what you hired is a director, and that
We
requires.
did not hire a director.
Okay, all right, well, I disagree with you, and I talked to a couple labor attorneys who all said the same thing, and a criminal attorney as well, who said, you may want to consider redoing the process, because you didn't do it correctly.
I'm gonna take everything that you had, I mean, I
Very good.
appreciate anything that you bring here, Mr. Zazzarini, I'm gonna take it back to our labor council, but everything that we've done and that we do is reviewed by our labor council,
Okay,
you know,
well, you may wanna
I don't want anybody, or you or anybody, to think that we just did this willy-nilly. Anything like that comes, we run it by our labor council, so.
Okay.
If there is something amiss, we will correct it,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
John Belko, 53 North Child Street. I just want to say North Child Street has been well represented in the public comment portion of this meeting. Just wanted to say, it's coming up, Lot 323, opening night, May 15. It's a little earlier. Back when we did our scheduling, we weren't sure how long we would have, so we started a little earlier. It's just a few weeks away. Be the 15th, skipping Memorial Weekend, and May 29th, June 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. Hope to see you all out there. It's last year there, and hopefully we'll all be able to work through the issues to find a new location so we don't have a gap year. And I just want to again thank council, the police, Public Works, Fire for all the help they've given, not only this year, but all years in the past in putting this together. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thanks, and see you on May 15th.
Thank you.
Right, Shannon Jordan, 449 East Barber Avenue. So, Cassia, I saw Jeff Better on Monday for the 2-year election training, and he brought up that we're supposed to be setting up the night before and not the day of.
That is what they prefer, Hope Fellowship. Unfortunately, they have a Bible study up until 9 or 10 p.m. the night before, so that is why it gets set up in the morning. But the other two locations get set up on Monday.
Okay.
To allow to be able to do that in the morning, since we can't get in the day before.
Do you think we should get there earlier than 5 o'clock, so if there's any issues?
Usually I bring a couple extra people with me to set it up, so we haven't had any issues getting them, getting up.
Well, I know last year we had the problem with the feeding, and
Yeah, but that's not gonna change with the setup,
Yeah.
that's once because we can't feed anything in the machine until the 6 a.m.
okay, and then,
But, unless we have, issues, like when, the Board of Elections is opening up the polls for early elections or things like that, they have any concerns with, needing to come in before 5 a.m., I'll talk with them, but they're been fine with
yeah,
how we've been doing that one.
yeah,
Because
he
we're
just
not
wanted me to
doing
say
the,
something to you.
Oh, yeah.
And then he
Not
also
doing
wanted
that.
me to tell you, he wants us to start taking more breaks, he said there's too many people, so that's just another thing he said. He said if you have any questions, just to call
No,
him.
don't have an issue with that for you guys.
Right, it's a long day. And then, I was just wondering, are we doing anything here in Woodbury for the 250th anniversary? Anything planned,
Fireworks.
fireworks? Would you guys be open, I don't know if this is anything that's possible, doing veteran banners down Broad Street?
The what?
Veteran banners,
We actually just got new banners in and they're hung up currently.
the veterans?
Now they're America 250. I just got a picture of them.
Okay.
Just got them here.
Would that be something we could do another year or so, veteran banners, like for people on the, for residents?
No, I'm not opposed to it.
And the thing about the trucks, I know you said that, you know, the guys come to you, say that the trucks are, what about our fire trucks, our ladder trucks?
That's gonna probably be next to the first thing get to. The fire truck is, you know, it's getting up there in age, you know, then believe me, some of the firemen, I know them personally, we're friends, they let me know about it. Luckily, the fire truck is housed indoors, and it's in, you know, it gets checked out every year. It is on our radar to do. I'd imagine that, you know, hopefully with some of the things that we have, it's irons in the fire, once the canoe book, maybe if that gets off next year, that will probably free up some money, and hopefully that we can take a look at that. But our fire administrator, he's on it, he's had some great ideas, so where we may not have to carry so much equipment internally in there, having the 2 trucks, we might go to a shared service on a truck, that I think would save us, right now we're looking into, I think it's gonna save us a pretty good amount of money there, and then, you know, you free up money here, we're gonna, you know, we're always, every year there's grants that go out to, we go out to them every year, hopefully we can get a grant, through the FDA or someone, we are working on that, but believe me when I tell you, it's a priority, we're trying to get there, and the firemen know that.
Okay. And then do we have a price for extra carts yet?
Not yet, we'll probably have that for the meeting next week.
Okay. And then I just wanted to fix the record from last meeting when I asked about if we could have a special town hall meeting about the GCL. And I was told that we had a meeting 2 years ago. It was actually 5 years ago. It was in 2021, and it was a Zoom meeting. And then in 2022, you guys passed a resolution. So I just wanted to fix the record on there. It was not 2 years ago, it was 5 years ago. And then The other thing I had is the Tom Bianco thing. Like you said, it said director in your job description. Was it changed to representative so that it did not have to go through the council
No.
for approval? So
No,
what was the
no,
reason
no,
of changing
nothing.
it from
It was-
director to representative?
When we went out for the position, and it's my fault, I did not realize that for some reason back in 2010, I think it was 2010, they passed they passed an ordinance to have that position only answer to the mayor and council. And it's really just, it's counter to anything that I believe in, that I think that, you know, you have one person answers to the mayor and council and everyone else answers to the administrator. That's the way it had always been done around here. And I wasn't aware of that change that they did. I think it was so they could, I think it was to give the mayor and council more say over what that person did. That's why that person is no longer here. You know, I think the people here at the time maybe made it so that, you know, they started looking for jobs elsewhere. But I just think that you have to have, everyone answers to their department head, the department heads answer to the administrator answers to the mayor and council. Where I worked in the private sector, that's basically how it went. Other towns that I worked for part-time, that's how they do it. And we're not that big of a town that we should do it anyway else.
Well, I understand.
And that's why that was amended, just so you understand the
Well,
process.
I'm just saying, he's getting paid
Yeah.
$120,000 a year. That's a very big chunk of money coming from taxpayers. I mean, is there anybody else that's an administrator other than yourself that's getting paid that much money that doesn't go through council that the people don't know about?
I think that he's the only hire that really that we brought back. When Randy Warner was here, she was probably, at the time, whatever she was here 6 years ago, she was probably in the $80,000, $90,000 range. So for what that position is, I don't think that it's counter to what we're paying now.
And then what's gonna happen, because he's on the commissioner's board, if there's a conflict of interest?
Well,
Is he gonna recuse
He'll
himself?
recuse himself on anything that would be from the county to here. There's nothing from here to the county that I could foresee. And again, when we put this out, his application came in, when we started, even before we interviewed him, I talked to our labor council because, you have a person who's an elected official somewhere else, that doesn't preclude them from employment. But again, I just, like I said.
I'm just saying, like, it shows kind of like a connection, like he got the job because of being a commissioner and being friends with certain people, and then it was supposed to go through the board, and now we're being told it's not going through the board, that he was hired behind closed doors for $120,000.
And that's all well and good, I guess, but he's highly qualified for the job.
I'm not saying he's not, I'm just saying the process of how this was all done is kind of shady in
Well,
people's
I mean,
eyes.
I don't think that we would say, Tom, or anybody walked in, you're qualified, but we're not gonna hire you because it doesn't look great. I think that we might be putting ourselves in trouble. That seems kind of counter to me. If we're basing something, we're not gonna hire you based on something like that. I mean, if you're qualified and you're the most qualified, then you should get the job. I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. I don't think anybody being elected official or anything, that they have to take a back seat somehow or some way.
Well, I'm not saying that they have to, but if there's like you had it out, you didn't have the price, how much they were gonna be getting, because I looked at the job listing as well, it was not on there at all.
It was in salary, and I said, again, like I said.
There was no salary on there.
The job description.
Salary was not on there.
I didn't say it was on there, you know, that's what I'm saying to you. I said, with the job description was given to our labor council, and he said, that's what we have to put out there.
Now, what's the
Then
difference
when-
between his job description now as a representative to
And then-
director?
And then when we amended it to a representative, he said we only had to advertise it internally, which we did, and that's how we arrived at this. Because in between when we originally advertised it until when we amended it, that's when I found out that we had that thing in the ordinance that the position a coordinator is answering to the mayor and council. And
So
the mayor
we're
and
not
council-
hiring a coordinator at all?
No.
That's a point of order.
And
We just have a point of order on our time.
yeah, we notified,
Okay.
but, I mean, no,
No, I'm sorry.
but like I said, I just want everyone to know that all the questions that you raised, well, we raised, that we raised them with our labor attorney, and,
And we're lucky to have him.
I think we're very lucky to have him. I mean, he's been to 10 businesses already. I mean, and again, as a as the coordinator, he has to have 3/4 of the council would have to vote to remove him from his job. So that means, I mean, and what made KP pause about that, about any of it, if somebody's here and they're not doing their job, that means that I can't give them a verbal warning, and then a written warning, and then a couple of days off, and then terminate them. I wouldn't have that ability to do that. I don't know any organization, private, public, whatever, that would want to hamstring an organization like that. It just seemed counter to me. I don't understand why it was done. I take full responsibility for not realizing that we had an ordinance like that. Not many places have that. As soon as I found out, I rectified it, and here we are. I don't know what else to say to you about that, but it wasn't just things done knee jerk or anything like that. We ran it past the labor attorney, and to be sure that we were doing it the correct way.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
John Reef, 86 North Columbia, I'm new to Woodbury. Just have a couple questions. In regards to the Woodbury Health and Education Innovation District, is there a time frame on when that's going to be wrapped up, or is there any timeline on that?
Are you referring to the Sphere project?
Yes.
So that is, that's while it has Woodbury in the name, that is what they're calling their redevelopment project. So as they kind of answered earlier with the tax exemption and things like that, they're working on the agreement that they have to, find a redeveloper in a year.
Within a year, and then
Yeah.
you said the city takes
To
back
give
over.
you a little history, we can go through this for 10 years. They had a developer, then they backed out, then we had another developer, they backed out. So we said to Inspira, look, we'll give you a year from when it's down, but if you don't have something in the works or concrete, then you give it back to us and we'll get somebody.
Okay. So year, 2 years, the max?
The most, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then just the other thing you mentioned, tax break, also tax exemption on the ordinance, sorry, bringing this up a little late, 2451-26 for the contractor, I guess. Are we doing anything for small businesses to tax breaks to encourage them? I really don't know why the contractor needs a tax break. Main Street is everything, but
Just real fast, that tax exemption, it exempts them from the current tax system. It's gonna exempt them from paying like how we pay our taxes. It's gonna exempt them to that, and allow them to enter into an agreement, a pilot agreement, which is a payment in lieu of taxes.
Okay.
So just, if I could just, I'm gonna try to give you the real quick, fast version. If you have a property that's worth $1 million and you're paying $100,000 a year in property tax, if you do $1 million development to that, now you made that property worth $2 million, your taxes, as soon as they sign off on the building permit, they're gonna raise them to $200,000.
Okay.
The payment in lieu of taxes, they still pay the $100,000, but the extra $100,000 in added revenue, added assessment, will get phased in over a negotiated period of time, and that's what the pilot is. So to get to that extra $100,000, to get up to the $200,000, you might say, we'll give you a 10-year pilot. You're gonna pay next year, the first year you pay 110, the next year 120, 130, until you get to that. It allows them to recoup their investment, get the place filled up with tenants and rent it out and leased, and that's what they do that. And it's done all over the place. It's new to us. I think we have 2 other pilots, one when they did the Muse and one when they developed the country club. They were a little different, but this here is a true development like mixed use, and that's just what it does. It allows that added assessment to get phased in over a negotiated period of time.
Okay, makes sense. And just for the small business tax breaks, Mrs. Heavens, my favorite wing place here, it seems like a few places are moving out. There's a couple empty buildings. Are we doing anything for small business to encourage them?
Yeah. The person we just hired is working with V-Wing, I'm not saying it correctly, I apologize. He's just opened up Vings over on Curtis Avenue. He's working with him. D&D just moved off of Curtis Avenue into the Woodbury Crossing building. He's working with him through the Rutgers Cooperative, both of those fellows. That's the kind of stuff we're trying to do. We're gonna, he's gonna be able to help them find the resources that are out there that a lot of people aren't aware of. And through the Rutgers, it's gonna help them develop their business acumen to be able to run their business and grow it.
Sure.
So it's gonna be a huge asset, I think, to the city
Sure.
of Woodbury.
Yeah, and I think,
If you know anybody that's here, running a business here, tell them to reach out to Tom. If you know anybody wants to relocate a business or open a business.
sure, yeah, of course. Yeah, I think the Main Street is obviously not the total lifeblood, but it's at least the cosmetic look to a town, and I think there's so much potential here.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to town.
Yeah. We got one more.
David Garlick, 75 Aberdeen. I am thankful to the city that we are decommissioning trucks that are older than me. I'd like to thank you for that. One of the first things I want to ask about is the rising homelessness around South Jersey. I was wondering if the city had like any way of like seasoning unused property to utilize as like maybe like homes that could be used as like boarding houses.
It's hard enough to get people to mow their grass. I don't know how you would just take over private property. That seems.
No, not private property, like unused like property.
It's still privately owned. I mean.
Yeah, the city would be able to purchase it.
We have done that for Habitat for Humanity properties when they became available, and then flipped them to Habitat Village residences over the years. You know, to be able to do that on, say, a vacant house or something like that, that's still owned or maybe has been taken by the bank, and it gets really complicated. And to get the city into actually wanting those kinds of facilities, it's even way more complicated. I think those are better handled through. We've tried to look at this homeless issue, Joel and I. Those are better handled through some of the social organizations that exist to provide permanent or temporary housing. Sometimes for battered women, sometimes for other kinds of people with housing problems. But I would agree with you, there's not enough, for sure. And anything we can do to encourage better use of those resources is a good idea. Maybe just identifying them and getting them to those kind of vacancies would be helpful. But just because it's vacant or appears to be abandoned doesn't mean it's not owned by someone, or a bank. Or someone who's put it up in a tax sale, with the flipping it. So it gets complicated because of the property ownership.
Alright. Another thing I want to ask about is there a possibility we can get public restrooms? Like, I like to go and walk my dog around like 5 a.m. in the morning, and sometimes I'm very far away from my house, so it would be very beneficial to other people as well who are out there walking their dogs or be going to the parks. Or at any point, like after like 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, there would be a spot that people could use a bathroom.
Building public restrooms. We do at some of the facilities where we're, like John was just talking about it, 323 will put up spotter pots, for people to use. But that's even controversial too, so.
The only thing is you gotta watch, because of, we're talking about, they could take over the public bathrooms if they wanted to, and that could be a problem, so there's other issues there, but.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying though, especially getting older.
Alright, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I didn't hear where you live, but you can always go to the police department we're open 24/7 when we got a bathroom.
There you go, there you go. Anybody else? We have a motion, is there a second? Second. Second. All right, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Last but not least, is there a motion to adjourn? Second? Questions, all in favor? Aye, on favor? Meeting adjourned.